We're gonna do the old 3, 2, 1 Devil May Cry that we usually do, and then we will be off to the races, so to speak. Are you both ready? I think you're ready on my screen and everything.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So 3, 2, 1 Devil May Cry.
Good luck.
Bye.
All right, everybody. It's time for the ultimate showdown between Team Rebellion and Team Yamato. All right, Scruff, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling pretty good. So as someone that's part of Team Yamato, I'm obviously pulling for the homie waifu, but I think Yang is going to be no slouch here representing Team Rebellion. They're only 2 seconds apart in their PB, so this should be a close one.
Hopefully it should be. I mean, waifu, what can I say, man? What can I say? Not on the best of speaking terms right now, but I'm kidding. He's obviously a fantastic runner. He ground his ass off to get that world record that got sniped by Cool Carmack, 13 days ago? That's got to be tough to look at. But at the same time, like you said, Yang, no slouch. Ooh, but she's having a little bit of trouble in this first room here, trying to get on top of that pillar.
Oh, I think they both did.
It's not looking good. Not looking good to start off for the relay. Here's the thing. We were talking about this a little bit before the tournament even started. There is no prize pool for winning this. So you know what that means, right?
It's all about the pride.
You would think, but WaifuRuns right now is on his Sigma grind set arc. So if there's no dollary dues on deck, ooh, unfortunate little bit of platforming mishap there for Yang. It's stuff like that that's going to edge Waifu out just a little bit over the course of this run, provided he also doesn't fumble the bag. Although I'm sure he will. Yang clearing out of the second room here a little bit quicker. Indeed, back through that hallway movement. It's so nice and pleasing getting through the first couple of rooms without Stinger all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's something about the movement that's just a lot more simplistic in these first couple of sections.
You know, you have some time, check on the wife, get some coffee. Although now here's one of the first major areas where Waifu could potentially cede a little bit of that ground to Yang. Getting some good slashes in here, good coverage there. Now it's time for him to bust out the cheat sticks. The mechanical keyboard is deployed, getting the fast E and I shots.
Oh, I think Waifu had good RNG here.
Now see, this is a little bit of a different one. Yang here choosing to do the slash cancels on one of the spawns and using E and I to cover the other ones. Both of them are going to be rounding out the door. Ooh. The Waifu now seconds ahead of Yang, clearing out of this room.
Yeah, it looks like that last one was a little bit uncooperative for Yang. Unfortunate for her.
Well, and as well, still suffering from that first little bit of that first movement hiccup there. Not good to see. You hate to see it, actually. Ooh, Waifu taking some unfortunate hits. Ooh, what is happening? Could we be seeing a death so early on? Whose fingers are crossed?
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Ooh, that is several points. Well, and what's unfortunate there is that we are ceding our no damage bonus here. That could put the economy more in Yang's favor, depending on how she decides to, well, not decides, but depending on whether she loses her bonus here. It's going to be all about the economy.
Oh, an A rank for Yang, and an A rank for Waifu.
Those are the differences of getting a couple of purple orbs, a couple of holy waters potentially, or getting a stinger early. These things are going to, matter much more as we start getting into the midsection of the run. This is all setup potential right now.
Yeah, I do like how Yang, even though she had a bit of a rough start with that horse jump, she recovered enough to clean out the rest of the run in that first mission.
Now we're on our way over to get the keys, fight some death scissors. Eventually.
Slowly walk down these stairs first.
I mean, if only there was a way to, roll forward. But that's DMC2. That happens later on. We don't talk about that yet. Looking at where things sit, for those of you that are not familiar with the format, this is a team-based relay race. Team Rebellion going up against Team Yamato. As Scruff alluded to earlier, he is repping Team Yamato along with Waifu, Loner Hero, Highs, Ren Zero, and Anemone V2. It's kind of a stacked bracket, not going to lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
But after we see who fumbles the Death Scissors encounter, we will discuss further. All eyes on deck. Who will behave? Oh, a nice double for Yang. Has to go for a secondary Helmbreaker, though, so it's Helmbreaker's a piece anyway. Waifu is not...
Oh.
Ooh, this is bad enemy placement for Waifu there. He gets out of the room as well, but Yang is able to get out of the corner a little bit quicker. It's stuff like that that's going to start to even out the split between the two of them. Unfortunate for Waifu. You can see on the cam right now he's not happy. He's dealing with that poorly.
The good news for Waifu there is he did come out with the no damage bonus.
So, I think that puts them both equally messed, unless I didn't see if Yang, if she got an S rank or not.
She did, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's at least the gap economy-wise isn't widening there. As well, for those of you who are wondering about Team Rebellion, obviously Yang is representing that. Dan Spence going to be playing some Devil May Cry 2. Simoteus, that one's going to be really fun to watch. That's an ace in the hole for Team Rebellion coming in through DMC3. Unintended Chaos playing DMC4. Reboot's going to be played by JJ Toro. And Scruff, buddy, what can I say? You're going up against DECosmic in the final round.
Yeah, I think the latter races are going to be, they might seem a little bit tilted towards Team Rebellion just because they have more world record holders, but it should be a good race, especially towards the end.
I mean, DMC3 is where it's really going to start popping off. I'm surprised Waifu didn't push for that a little bit more. But at the same time, he's also been grinding his ass off for DMC1 for quite some time now.
Yep, I think he had all 8 main category world records at one point for both normal and DMD.
He was gunning for pretty hard. Oh, an unfortunate first Helmbreaker coming in for Phantom 1 for Yang. It's not looking bad yet. Ooh, but we're missing several. Phantom is running away. This is a bad first encounter. Oh, this is not optimal at all for Yang. She's chasing it down. Meanwhile, Waifu is getting the crunchies in.
Oh, no.
Oh, misses a Helmbreaker as well.
Oh.
Rounds it out. Ooh, Flamin' Hot Cheeto down for Waifu. Still in the fight, though. Yang losing a little bit more ground there. Gets out seconds apart, though. All that time gain. See, this is the funny part. This is the poker hand in effect right now. Waifu's sitting there like, man, that one Helmbreaker could be quite costly. Little does he know he had a much better Phantom fight than Yang could have even hoped for there.
Yep. So it looks like Yang has a slightly better economy heading into Mission 4 here, but Waifu does have a little bit of a time advantage.
Yeah, I did see a little bit of a, was it an air raid purchase there, if I wasn't mistaken?
I think so, yep.
I mean, we'll see if that actually gets busted out here. The BT meter is not quite as voluptuous as it would be late game. Not as thick. Seeing some unfortunate stuff happening for these Phantoms here.
I don't think either runner got enough DT off of that count.
Yang, though, finishing that fight just a little bit behind Waifu. Don't know if I saw any really egregious RNG. Just took a little bit longer for the death there. Some good movement overall here. So at this point, it seems like just in raw placement, Waifu was able to shake off the nerves a little bit on top of getting some better RNG in some of the fights early on. But of course, we cannot ignore the difference in economy routing. Buddy, what are you doing? Helmbreaker doesn't go there. Oh, no. He's fumbling every bag known to man.
This has definitely been a seesaw of a race so far. Feels like there's a different runner pulling ahead after every mission.
2 A ranks coming across the board right there. You're absolutely right. The thing is that, like, again, it's these small things. You know, the big portions of the run, I think Waifu was dead on accurate. It sounds like copium, but it's actually just a strong dose of reality that there's some things that are going to happen for both runners that are entirely out of their control. They can react to it to a certain point, but, ooh, this is a strange one. Waifu not getting the sprinties to get over there and get that orb cache quickly while we're able to just manage the Shadow Death. He's looking at that right now saying, ooh, this is the worst birthday ever.
I do like how both runners opted to play that a little bit safely there. I think Waifu went for an extra stinger, and Yang elected to not go for the jump on top of that platform. I think that's pretty smart, just considering it's a relay race. You don't want to cost a lot of time there.
Well, and I think the thing is that if you're on Team Yamato or Team Rebellion, if you're looking at your first lead-off runner, they set the tempo. Because bear in mind, as a relay, Devil May Cry 2 can't start for either team until their preceding runner finishes DMC1. And if it's just if you're spending the whole run sitting there going, ooh, that's unfortunate, it's not going to be fun by the time you're picking up the sticks.
Yeah, definitely want to try avoiding setting your other runners too far behind if you can help it. Especially since me and Kaz will probably need a little bit of help since the V-skips can screw us. I'm sure Toro and Nemini will also probably appreciate some time saves in their runs.
Well, that's actually an interesting point. So for Reboot, is that in bounds or is that out of bounds?
I think they're both opting into any % for their run, so that will include some skips out of bounds.
That'll be interesting. Is that Definitive Edition?
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh. Red Boy down for both Yang and Waifu as we clear out. We just passed the 10-minute mark for both runners. This is a very quick category. There's no two ways about that.
Oh yeah, I think this is the shortest run in the race.
For 35 minutes to get out of here? I can't believe it. This is a dense run. It's hectic. But even then, there's so much dynamism to it, right? Whether it's the economy routing, how enemy placement and AI will affect you. This one, it's easy to understand why players like Waifu get so attached to it. It's like gambling, you know? I personally think of Waifu as the Trainwrecks TV of the Devil May Cry community. He has a problem. He just needs somebody to stand by him and pull him out, you know what I mean? Although, what is Waifu running now? I have no idea.
It looks like Waifu's having some trouble with these scissors here because he doesn't have the air raid.
You know, when I said that he had a problem before, this is exactly what I was referring to. You know, he's just sitting there going, well, that was garbage. It's interesting to go into the mind of a world record holding runner. Just to break it down long ways and see how they process small mistakes like that or mishaps. I mean, it's probably no surprise to him that that was a dicey encounter, or at least had the potential to be a dicey encounter. Because he knew going into that he was down a major ability at that point in the run. And I do believe an air hike was just purchased by Yang. Gonna make routing and movement a little bit quicker as she goes into another Phantom fight, trying to redeem herself after that bad first encounter. Goes in for crunches. Looking good so far. Into a fourth. Jeez. All right.
Nice.
A very, very quick and well-behaved Phantom 2 is going to put Yang a ways ahead of Waifu right now.
Definitely redeemed herself after that first Phantom. Really good to see that.
Now it's time for Waifu to see how the spider behaves. This could be a chance for him to lose even more ground. First crunch going down. Looking good so far. No problem so far. Excellent.
Pretty
Phantom
good.
2 again for both runners. Good deal. Can't complain, but that still just leaves Waifu on pace to be behind. And I don't think he wanted that blue orb fragment, unless I am on something.
Maybe he's just picking it up as a souvenir. Fortunately, you can't pass off blue orb fragments to the next runner.
Oh, that'll be, that's like some Bloodborne PC shit, isn't it? Like if they would just release them, you could get a good rando, right? Oh, those would be the days. Did you so I'm assuming you saw the tweet about, like, oh, what game cover is this from the Sony one? The Sony
Oh,
Twitter
yeah.
account? Did you honestly believe, for even a second, did you have hope?
No. I thought there was some social media intern that had no clue what they were doing.
And that's why they deleted the tweet real quick.
Yep.
See, that segment there is always interesting to me, where the assaults come after you, or the blades, I forget what they're called in this game. I'm always curious to know why they don't take the hit there. because they would get knocked back into the loading zone, I would think. Maybe that's a tool-assisted speedrun exclusive technology. Maybe I'm leaking too many of the goods.
I think you can get an S rank from taking no damage. I can't remember though. It's been a while since I've personally run this game. I think the last time I ran it was back in February. So
yeah, you can see the exact texture quality of my brain right there. Just not even thinking about all the economy stuff. This is why I'm broke, by the way. I don't think about taking no damage bonuses in real life either, by the way, so it's important to keep in mind. So this is going to be an interesting one for you, at least, because you get to see the development of the entire relay up until this point, huh, Scrub?
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool from my perspective, just because I really love watching the whole series in general, but I think we have just a great cast of runners here. They're all really established at their games, and we can kind of see the evolution of the speedruns for the whole series in that sense.
Yeah, because realistically, no two games are really played the same. You know, they're all part of the same series, technically, but at the same time, you know, Devil May Cry 1 is such just a unique title to itself. And of course, DMC2, the mechanics and what's good in that game is entirely different than what would work in DMC4.
Yeah, absolutely. There's not a whole lot of carryover, except for maybe certain games like Nero with DMC4 and DMC5. But like one's kind of on its own, two's kind of on its own, Reboot's definitely on its own. So yeah, there's a lot of niche speed tech in each game.
Reboot's in a whole different area code, but still a good run.
Absolutely.
I think it's been a while since I've seen it. Going to the forest there. Yang having an unfortunate switch of direction for Yang.
This always seems to happen to her in runs. I feel so bad.
Well, this is an opportunity for Waifu to close the gap. I've not seen him get a bad forest of death in quite some time. It's time to see if this is an opportunity to close that distance. If not, we're going to see some keyboard smashing. There we go. Good opportunity. Deploying the holy water on Yang's screen. To 15-22. Meanwhile, Waifu is still in the second screen. Oh, brother. Using the holy waters here to clear out the smaller spiders. You know, with all the talk about Devil May Cry getting remade around the Resident Evil remake stuff, which, by the way, nice forearms, Leon. I can tell you've been hitting the Jergens. But what I'm noticing is that spiders don't really make it into modern games anymore. I think that if DMC1 were to get remade, they would probably just replace them with, like, I don't even know, lizards or something.
I think, didn't RE3 remake have spiders in it? I want to say it did.
It had bugs that were like spiders, but they didn't have... They didn't have a whole ass tarantula in that game. I think RE1 remake, that was a mistake. That shouldn't have happened.
Now that I think about it, I don't remember if DMC5 had spiders either.
No, I don't think so. No. Wait.
There's no Phantom in that game.
No, only in the manga.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. You are correct. That was a decent manga. It's still ongoing? Visions of V? I don't remember.
I've never read it. I probably should.
It's cool, I guess. Not as cool as this Angelo 2 fight. Yang's getting him to behave a little bit. A couple slashes go down. Nice and easy. That's a pretty consistent fight, I feel.
Yep, as long as you have your DT and at least 2 holy waters, you're good. Waifu does not have DT.
Not have his DT?
He should be able to get through it.
I wonder.
Actually, yeah, you don't need DT. What am I talking about?
As soon as you
it's only for the first Nello Angelo fight you need DT.
All right, now pretty soon we're coming up against the ship segment, the underwater area. Seeing a little bit more of those quick drops for that air raid routing. Nice line for Yang.
This is one of the coolest parts of the run for me, the vortex movement.
Oh, absolutely. Now it's time to see if Waifu has practiced his lines. Looks like he has. All right. I'm not mad at it.
I think this is actually relatively new from when I last ran back in February. I don't remember if we used Vortex for movement here. So definitely speeds up this section quite a bit.
Well, and, does it matter where you enter the water from?
I think it does, but I'm not 100% sure.
And I would say it was good that Waifu got as far in as he did. Meanwhile, though, it is time for the Griffin encounter on the boat for Yang. She's chucking out them lightning bolts. Ooh! A little bit of unfortunate behavior. Definitely not the fight that she was expecting there. Not bad, though.
I think this is something most top runners do now, is they opt into the one holy water strat for Griffin 1. It definitely saves the economy quite a bit. It looks real jank though, just because you're getting launched into the air, but it's all good.
Waifu actually was able to avoid getting launched because of that when he deployed the holy water.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure what exactly causes that. Maybe it's an RNG thing.
You know, if you were to ask him, I'm willing to bet he would say, "It's just random, skill-based game."
It's the best coping mechanism. Just blame RNG.
That's me every day. Honestly, I wake up, RNG. How am I feeling that day? Tummy hurts, RNG. What could I have done? Nothing. Nothing at all. So right now it looks like Yang definitely has the commanding lead, or at least has a little bit more buffer than Waifu to make small mistakes and get stuffed over by a couple of bad pieces of RNG. Ooh. Some shoddy vortex movement there, a little bit. Gonna get the DT back for this hallway segment. See, these trap rooms, this is what is really critical for DMC1 now, is just making sure, ooh, she's actually saving her vortex movement. I think because she's out of a Devil Star here?
You use it on the spikes here in this section, yeah.
I could have swore I saw... I swear at one point in time there was, oh yeah, right there. I'm surprised Waifu... I don't know why Waifu was doing Vortex there, but...
Yeah, that's a good point. They did it in opposite sections. It's, I guess Waifu, yeah, he's gonna opt to use the Devil Star here to speed that up.
I guess it's a bigger commitment of resources. Going through the menu but still getting the Vortex is probably quicker than just stingering down the hallway.
I think so, yeah. I think using Vortex and then popping another Devil Star is probably still faster, but it does take a little more orbs.
Yes. A little bit better economy than I think Waifu really reasonably had up until this point. I couldn't exactly tell you what he's had to give up overall in terms of where his Dante is at versus Yang's. But we'll need to see. S-Ring still coming across for Yang. It's good for her money. Not sure where Waifu is with his, though. A gold, actually, on that mission. For the young Waifu. I don't know if these are his accurate splits. Yes. Still doing stuff better. And that's really the thing. Like, Devil May Cry 1, there's still potential for the God run to come across, truly. Where there is no mistakes. And you do everything correctly. Because even in that world record run, from all that time ago, I haven't checked Cool Karmas, but something tells me that people are going to be grinding this game intermittently.
So did Yank stream go down for you?
It did. It did.
Oh, unfortunate. It should be fine, though.
Hopefully she notices.
Yep.
And
yeah, she's fine to continue, just as long as the stream comes back up.
Now, see, if I was Waifu right now, I would be like, oh, the stream paused. Judge!
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to get her back up in a bit.
The ISP went out? You bet I told. Oh.
There we go.
Seeing, once again, an advertisement for Halo Infinite of all things.
Oh, I got one for Rockstar and Xbox Series X, which most people hate because it's making next-gen games worse.
Oh, Xbox Series X.
The S, like the I guess discounted version.
Oh well. Current gen gaming is kind of a mess, huh? Does anybody still have a PlayStation 5? I do. But that's because I'm cool. You might not. Let you figure out why.
So a pretty good Griffin here from Yang. It's good to see that she kept playing despite the network outage. So that's good.
Which is good. That is exactly what you should have done.
Yep.
Because remember, it's not just her here. Got a whole squad of people waiting to pick up the sticks.
I think Waifu's having a bit of trouble on this. It looked like the grenade launcher missed a couple of shots, but still getting through that okay.
Bird messes with him a little bit. You know what's funny? I wonder how Waifu is feeling about this right now. We almost want to take the action camera over to him. Reason I say is because once upon a time, back when he was doing his world record run, Yang actually came into his chat and asked if Waifu would be okay with just tying. You know what his response was? He said, "Hell no! I want to be the best in every category of this game." I wonder if that same fire is here today.
I think so. Waifu usually does tend to take these events pretty seriously, and that is something I respect about him. You know, you always want to give it your best.
A little bit of an unfortunate roll out of the Helmbreaker there for that, what is that enemy called again?
I actually forget.
Let's call him the Lightning Dante, I guess.
Doppelganger?
Yeah, the I mean... the Simo on screen, I don't know.
Oh, Plasma. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for that dark melody.
Of course. Who could forget? As we head into the Nightmare encounter here for Yang. It's going to be an interesting one. Looks like the Plasma behaved well for Waifu.
Yep.
But now this is... Ooh! A little bit of unfortunate... They're the laser beams hitting Yang quite a bit. Oh, this is Yang's opportunity to lose this lead. Going for the top battery. Ooh, big cruncher.
This could be a problem.
This is not good. Now we're hitting another charging segment for Yang. Taking damage. That's not a no damage. That's going to take more than Tiger Bomb. Ooh, Spike's going through as well. Ooh. Every single one of those knockbacks is big time loss. You want to be on top of that battery using as much time as you can. Doesn't even swap over to Heatbreed for it. Deploys the Holy Water. Still has a whole segment left to go. Meanwhile, Waifu himself beating on that battery. Looking pretty strong there overall.
Okay, so Yang did get through it. That's good.
25 minutes for Nightmare to go down.
Waifu's also getting a bad Nightmare. Wow.
Looking good. Clanking off of the spikes with the foot dive. He's not in. He's never been less in. Using a Holy Water of his own. Oh, still has damage to do.
Ooh.
He hits. Alright, Nightmare goes down. Almost 30 seconds after Yang gets the kill. This is looking like a pretty wide gap.
The good thing is, though, like, I don't want any runners to have, like, really bad RNG, so if it happens to one person, I am kind of glad that it happens to both, you know? Like, I would hate for a run to be decided off of something unfortunate like that.
I mean, there's still, what, 2 more Nightmare fights to go through?
Yeah, their orb economy is going to be really shot heading into the late game. But this could be a good opportunity for the runners to showcase their strengths, you know, and see just how good they are to reacting under pressure.
Well, and this is a big part of what Devil May Cry 1 is all about, right? It's your economy's not very good right now, but you still are technically on a decent pace. Can you pull out the fights and the movement in order to get there? It's really all coming down to that right now. Of course, at the top end, if things go a little bit off kilter, then you may be looking at losing too much time.
Mm-hmm.
Still, he goes to Beat the Frost. It's going to be interesting to see if anybody foregoes any Holy Waters at any point just to try to save money. Meanwhile, Yang is batting back balls at the dragon. They call it a dragon. It looks like a T-Rex. I don't know what the deal is.
I think for the Nello Angelo fight here, they might just only use 2 Holy Waters and opt to just to use slash cancels for the rest. That could be an option.
I was gonna say, but that gives Nello the opportunity to teleport away, doesn't it?
Yep. So it's a little risky, but they might not have a choice at this point.
Any gamblers in the chat? Be a fun time either way. It's always fun to see Waifu just twirling the stick there.
Yeah, maybe he should lift the camera up a little
I was gonna say. Well, no, this is how you farm. This is the future of Twitch. He's actually making a VTuber tonight.
Oh.
Ooh, unfortunate platforming there by WaifuRuns. Meanwhile, Nello 3 coming through for Yang. 2 Holy Waters go down. Let's see. Ooh, deploys the 3rd Holy Water. We are emptying the reserves. B rank coming across. A whole 1,300 orbs on deck there. It's going to be able to purchase 2 Holy Waters. Heading into the next mission. Now it's time for Waifu. Also has 3. Will he burn all of them? Might be the case that he decides to just spend the cash. No, he's gonna... No. He took 1 slash and said, this was a terrible idea. I'm burning it all.
I think that makes sense. You know, just burn it now and figure it out later. Just give yourself a little bit more time to plan out how you want to approach the rest of the run.
Ooh, he can only afford a single Holy Water. See, what's interesting there is I wonder if he would have been able to get a higher rank if he didn't take that slash. Oh, that's going to be a tough one to deal with. That could have gate-kept him from a 2nd Holy Water purchase.
Yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a problem for Waifu in this upcoming mission because you need to have, ideally, 2 Holy Waters to take out the nobodies. So I'm not actually sure what the backup is. It's going to be real interesting to see what he does.
Well, the thing is here, well, I don't know, let's see, you're on Team Yamato, right? How you feeling about your boy right now? You think he's setting you up with your best interest in mind?
I think he's giving it his best. That's all anyone can really ask for.
That's a very diplomatic answer.
This race is still pretty close, though, all things considered.
It is. It really is.
They're only within, like, a minute of each other, which is pretty good.
Well, but this is definitely Yang's race to lose at this point.
Yep.
Without, like, a world record economy, her economy is still pretty good. She just needs to not get swept up into a side boss fight with this Nightmare encounter. Worse things have happened. Ooh, more if I was as on as it could have been.
I think it should be fine.
Oh, okay. We'll deploy the 1 Holy Water.
Nicely done.
Very good Nightmare, too.
Yep, good bounce back from her after the other Nightmare from a few missions ago. Let's see if Waifu can do the same.
Yeah, is it gonna play along? Might not. As long as we don't see the boy fly back, I think it'll be okay. Good positioning there. Taking some hits. Ooh, big damage. That's gonna be a secured fight, but you can see the difference in the economy. Oh, Yang still has 2 Holy Waters. Waifu down to 0 right now. That is massive. The security deposit that gets lost there is nuts. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, you might, but still tough to look at.
Okay, yeah. So it does look like Waifu will have enough Holy Waters for this mission here, and also for the next Nightmare, but it might affect the Mundus fight.
Oh, true. Might need to go for a slower final. We are now entering into the Nightmare dimension. This one should be pretty clean and clear for Yang, just using Holy Waters to clear out the nobody spawns. Oh, Waifu there deciding to take some orb caches to try and make up some of the lost resources.
Yep, that's a smart play.
Now it's time to see if he chooses to stay down with the nobodies or if he thinks he has the economy for it. Looks like he will be spending the cash. Right now, even multiple holy waters purchasable for Yang at the moment. And even still a ways ahead of Waifu right now.
Yeah, I think there were some small movement errors from Yang, but she's built herself enough of a lead to where she can afford to, you know, make a couple of mistakes there. That's why it's so good to have such a strong early game. You know, you really set yourself up for the later stages of the run, where you give yourself a bit of leeway.
Yang having nice vortex movement in hell? I don't know what you would call this place.
It's the underworld.
Well, it used to be back during some of the older relays. This place was called Sky Williams' house. But, I don't know.
Oh, interesting movement there to jump on top of its back and get to behind.
That was precise from Yang. That could have gone sideways literally very quickly. Nice deployment there, going into the second phase. Now Trish starts to come in to beat Yang's ass as well. She's keeping it moving though. Holy water on deployment. Boom. Nightmare 3 goes down. That was a pretty clean nightmare. I think we can all agree.
Really good.
Wow, how's it looking for Waifu? Ooh, gets knocked back a little bit. Will he get the holy water off in time? He will. Into the next phase. Oh, the little slimy boys throw off the automatic lock on ever so slightly.
And Waifu gets through too. Nice.
Very good. Not too many issues. Not too many issues, although I think Yang walked out of there with a A rank, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. So they're only about 31 seconds apart, which means that this Cosmo climb up here could make a huge difference.
Could be a deciding factor, absolutely. Still
So
within range.
Almost time to climb, folks. Monkasteer.
I was gonna say it's the Monkasteers, right? Nobody's getting bullied with continual knockback. They can do nothing. Waifu, I don't think was able. Ooh, Waifu, I think missed a grenade launch there.
Yeah, these nobodies can suck. They just jump around and kick you in the face. I hate them. Really not fun to get to the section.
They're not much better than 5, to be honest.
No, they're not.
Of all the questionable decisions. So let's bring these guys back.
Alright, so Yang's about to do the climb. Let's see if she can get it.
Monkasteers. Full stack of cash. All the meter in the world. Ooh, nice trajectory. Very
Nicely done.
nice. Perfect Cosmo. Lands right at the door. Couldn't have gone better for her. She's in. What can we say? She's in. She's at the big white door. Now it's Waifu's turn to climb. Can only wonder what's going through his head right now. Because once again, the runners have no idea where the other runner is right now, and we are quickly running out of time. Ooh, oh, not. Ooh, bad angle
He should
there.
be still. Okay. Yeah, still a partial climb. That's good. As long as you don't completely whiff it, that's fine.
Because right now we're in Dragon Mundus phase. For Yang. Ah, that's a tough one to see. Spending every ounce of cash that she has right now. The bank account emptied.
Waifu with the 777 red orbs.
It's going to be some insane luck coming across. Because at this point, you don't just need to play well yourself, you need the other player to get messed up on. That's just what happens. Because we are pretty much out of time save. The only thing that could really bring them back together is if a death happens for Yang, but Mundus would have to seriously misbehave at that point.
Either that or the plane cutscene shenanigans. I've seen it happen in races, but I hope it doesn't happen for either runner.
There's ever a time. Ooh, she will stay safe and use the Vital Star. I like that decision. Absolutely. Get you that money. Well, and this is what we were talking about a little bit ago. How is Waifu going to approach the Mundus fight without some of those resources? And it's looking like
Still
he's
pretty good from him. I like it.
Going up.
This is actually kind of a sick strat.
Yeah, if he knows he can't rely on the Vital Star. Big commitment, and he gets out of the fight as well. Now what remains is a bunch of movement. Well, buddy, I hate to call it early, but it's looking as though we need to get our next runners in here as well, because we are quickly approaching time.
Yep, it's looking like Team Rebellion's about to take this one, but
certainly.
Thankfully, Waifu recovered enough from that orb deficit to where there's only about a 35 or 40 second gap, so pretty good from him to bounce back.
Next up is going to be Dan Spence once again, and Loner Hero. Now, see, going up against Loner's got to be that's got to be a head rush. Because if you want to talk about the... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think Dan has actually been playing it a little bit more recently than Loner, but, you know, he is the reigning champ, so we'll see.
I'm going to say, when I think of consistency, I think of Loner Hero. Loner was around more than, like, my dad was. That guy is pretty consistent, too, I'm not going to lie to you. See if he still got it, though. They say it's like riding a bike, I don't believe them.
I think it is. Usually, for top runners, it takes a few missions to just settle in.
Yeah, that's true. There's always the tournament nerves on deck. And what's interesting, I think, is that Waifu has his chat open. So when comments like closing the gap and things like that coming through, he may understand that he has indeed lost this race. It's hard to say.
It looks like Yang's gonna be wrapping this up with about a 37:45, somewhere around there.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's about 2 minutes within her PB.
For a run that's as chaotic as this one, honestly, really good showing. Really good showing and a great start for Team Rebellion.
GG.
GG's. But now it means that the next runner can start right this moment, is my understanding.
Yep, Cosmic's just gonna go ahead and get set up for the next Team Rebellion runner, and then they'll get started, and then it'll be Team Yamato up next.
So does that mean that it's time for us to say goodbye?
Yep, we'll pass it over to, I think Yang is actually coming on to commentate for this next run, along with Cosmic. So we'll pass it over to them
in a little bit. For now, obviously incredible showing by Yang, really.
Yep.
Setting up Team Rebellion for a really good start off to the whole relay. Once again, everybody, this is a whole relay race where we have to compete across